Life doesn't reward the people who know everything. Life rewards the people who do something with what they know. You can read all the books, attend all the seminars, listen to all the podcasts, and memorize all the success quotes. But if you never take the first step, you will never see the dream you've been holding in your heart. Knowing is good, but doing is what makes the difference. The world is full of people who know what to do, but only a few step forward and actually do it. And that's why only a few succeed. The first thing I want you to remember is this: knowledge without action is wasted potential. Too many of us keep waiting until the perfect time, telling ourselves we'll start when everything is lined up. But let me tell you something. There will never be a perfect time. The only perfect time to begin is now. Every day you delay is another day you give up on a life you want to live. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that too many people don't understand. Knowing something is not the same as doing something. You can read all the books in the world, watch every video, attend every seminar, and listen to every word from a successful person. But if you don't take action, it changes nothing. It's like standing in front of a delicious meal, staring at it, talking about how good it smells, but never picking up a fork. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. You could know every secret to success, every principle of wealth, every trick to happiness, but until you apply it, until you do something with it, it's worthless. I see it all the time. People come to me and say, Steve, I know what I need to do. I know how to be successful. I know how to change my life. And I look at them and I ask, then why aren't you doing it? Knowing is easy. You can memorize quotes, recite affirmations, and make plans on paper. But doing, that's the hard part. Doing is when you put yourself on the line, when you face fear, when you fail and get back up again. Doing is when your dreams start moving out of your imagination and into reality. Knowledge alone won't move mountains. Action will. Knowledge alone won't pay bills. Action will. Knowledge alone won't create the life you want. Action will. Let me tell you another truth. Too many people use knowledge as an excuse not to act. They say, I don't know enough yet. I'm not ready yet. I need to learn more before I start. That's a lie you tell yourself to stay comfortable. The truth is, you will never feel 100% ready. You will never know everything. You will never have every single detail lined up perfectly. If you wait until you know it all, you will wait forever. And your dreams will die quietly in the back of your mind while life passes you by. Action doesn't wait for perfection. Action moves in spite of imperfection. Action is the bridge that turns potential into results. Think about the people you admire, the people who have achieved greatness. They didn't wait to know everything. They learned as they went. They made mistakes. They fell down. They got up, but they kept moving. They took the knowledge they had and they acted on it. That's how success is built. Knowledge is the seed, but action is the water and sunlight. Without it, the seed never grows. Without it, your dreams never see the light of day. Not it. And don't fool yourself thinking that knowing makes you better than someone else. Someone can know less than you and still be ahead because they are acting. They are out there taking steps, making moves, trying, failing, and learning. You can know all the rules, all the formulas, and all the strategies, but if you don't move, they will pass you by. The world rewards people who do, not people who just know. So I want you to take a hard look at your life. How much knowledge do you have that is just sitting there? How many ideas, plans, dreams, and skills are collecting dust because you're too scared to act? Stop hiding behind knowing. Stop thinking that knowing will bring success. Knowing is the beginning, not the end. You have to do, you have to act, you have to take that first step. Even if it's small, even if it's scary, even if you don't have it all figured out. That is the only way your potential turns into reality. Remember, knowledge without action is wasted potential. Don't let your dreams sit in your head like books on a shelf. Pick them up, put them into motion, and start doing. That's how ordinary people become extraordinary. That's how potential turns into power. That's how knowing becomes living. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be real with you. Fear is the thing that keeps more people from reaching their dreams than anything else. Fear doesn't look like a monster sometimes. It looks like hesitation, doubt, excuses, and comfort. It whispers in your ear, telling you, you're not ready, you're not good enough, you might fail. And you start listening. And just like that, your dream, your vision, the life you've been hoping for starts slipping away. Fear is sneaky. It hides in your mind its logic or realism. And it convinces you that standing still is safer than stepping forward. But let me tell you something. Safety doesn't make dreams come true. Comfort doesn't create breakthroughs. Fear is the enemy that disguises itself as caution, but it's really just the thief of your potential. Now, I want you to understand something very important. Everybody who has ever achieved something great has felt fear. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter how rich, famous, or successful they became, fear was there. Fear is normal. Fear is human. But here's the difference. The people who succeed don't wait for the fear to go away. They move in spite of it. They step out even when their knees are shaking. They take action even when their minds are screaming, stop. That is where courage is born. In the moments when you choose to act, even though fear is telling you not to. Fear is powerful because it convinces you that failure is the end of the world. But failure is not the end. Failure is a lesson. Failure is a sign that you're growing, learning, and trying something meaningful. Every time you give in to fear, you let your dreams shrink. Every time you act despite fear, you let your dreams grow. And let me remind you, fear doesn't ever disappear completely. You will always feel it when you step into greatness. What separates the winners from the losers is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to act anyway. Too many people let fear make their decisions for them. They don't speak up, they don't start, they don't risk, they don't chase, and they tell themselves, maybe later. But later doesn't exist. Later is an illusion. The only time you truly have is now. The longer you wait, the more fear grows and the more impossible your dream feels. Don't let fear steal your life by keeping you frozen in place. The people who are living the life you dream about faced fear head on, over and over, until it became a fuel rather than a cage. Fear also shows up as people-pleasing. You're scared of what others will think, afraid of judgment, terrified of rejection. But let me tell you, the people who achieve greatness don't let the opinions of others stop them. They follow their vision. They trust themselves. They understand that if you try to please everyone, you please no one, including yourself. Fear tells you to shrink, to hide, to blend in. Courage tells you to stand tall, to take action, and to be seen. So here's the bottom line. Fear is inevitable, but letting it control you is optional. You have a choice every single day. Act in spite of fear or stay where you are and let your dreams wither. Step forward when it's scary, try when it's uncomfortable, and keep moving even when your heart is pounding and your mind is screaming, stop. That is how ordinary people turn into legends. That is how potential turns into greatness. That is how fear becomes fuel instead of a prison. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that too many people don't want to hear, but it's true. Talent alone will not take you where you want to go. Intelligence alone will not take you there. Dreams alone will not take you there. What separates those who achieve their dreams from those who watch others achieve theirs is discipline. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is the daily commitment, the consistent effort, the refusal to quit even when it hurts, that turns potential into success. You can have all the ideas in the world, all the plans, all the knowledge, but if you don't have the discipline to follow through, those dreams will stay just dreams, floating around in your head, never touching your life. Now, I want you to understand something about discipline. Discipline is not about motivation. Motivation is temporary. Motivation will inspire you for a moment, maybe a few hours, sometimes a few days. But motivation comes and goes like the weather. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation leaves. Discipline is what gets you out of bed at 5 a.m. to work on your goals when your body is begging you to sleep. Discipline is what keeps you practicing, learning, improving, and moving forward, even when nobody is watching, even when it's hard, even when it feels like the world is against you. Discipline is not easy, but it is necessary. I see it every day. People have dreams of starting a business, building a career, getting healthy, or changing their life, but they lack the discipline to stick to the plan. They say, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll try next week. And you know what happens? Tomorrow comes, next week comes, and still nothing happens. Dreams do not wait. Life does not wait. If you want something different, you have to do something different, and that requires discipline. It requires showing up, putting in the work, and refusing to give up, even when it's uncomfortable. Discipline also means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's easy to do what's fun, what's comfortable, what's convenient. Anybody can do that. But doing what's necessary, that's what separates the winners from the rest. You might not feel like studying, practicing, working, saving, or sacrificing today, but that's exactly what will pay off tomorrow. That's exactly what will build the life you dream about. Discipline is what allows you to turn small, consistent actions into massive results over time. And let me tell you this, discipline is contagious. When you discipline yourself, it inspires others, your family, your friends, your community. Everyone around you notices when you refuse to quit, when you push yourself, when you do what most people won't do. That's how you create momentum. That's how you create a life that doesn't just happen by chance, but happens because you chose to make it happen. Discipline builds habits. Habits build character, and character builds destiny. So don't wait for motivation to feel like doing it. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect mood. Start now. Commit to the process and keep moving. The difference between those who live their dreams and those who just dream about them is simple. One word: discipline. And once you embrace discipline, you will realize that no dream is too big, no goal is too far, and no obstacle is too great. You will see your potential transform into reality, and your life will never be the same again. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that most people don't understand. Faith is not just a word. Faith is action before results. Faith is believing in something you cannot see yet. It is trusting that if you do your part, the universe, God, or whatever high power you believe in will do its part. Too many people wait until they see the full staircase before they take the first step. But life doesn't work that way. You don't get the blessing before you take the action. You take the step, you put in the work, and then the blessing comes. That is how faith works. Now, I want you to picture something with me. There is a person sitting right now with a big dream in their heart, a vision of the life they want, but they are frozen. They want to start a business, write a book, speak to the world, or change their health, but they are waiting to see the whole path before they move. They are waiting to see the guarantee that nothing will go wrong. And the truth is, they will wait forever if they keep doing that. Faith is stepping onto that path even when you cannot see the end. Faith is moving forward with confidence even when fear is knocking at your door telling you to stop. Faith is also believing that your effort matters even when results aren't immediate. Too many people give up because they don't see instant success. They expect everything to happen overnight. But the people who succeed understand that faith requires patience and persistence. Faith means planting the seeds and continuing to water them, even when it seems like nothing is growing. Faith means trusting the process. Faith is knowing that the work you are putting in today will bear fruit tomorrow, even if you cannot see it yet. I see it all the time. People have incredible potential, incredible ideas, incredible talent, but they refuse to act because they can't see how it will all come together. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect guarantee. And what happens? They miss the opportunity. Faith says, move anyway. Faith says, do what you can with what you have and trust that the rest will follow. Faith is not blind, it is bold. It is a decision to act despite uncertainty. It is stepping into the unknown with courage, trusting that the path will reveal itself as you go. Faith also keeps you moving when the world doubts you. People will tell you you can't do it or it's impossible. Faith allows you to rise above their opinions and continue on your path. Faith allows you to trust your vision, your instincts, and your calling, even when everyone else is shaking their head. That is how ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. They take the step, and then another, guided by faith until they are standing on a life they dreamed about. So remember this, you cannot see it all before you start. You cannot know every detail or predict every challenge. What you can do is believe. Believe in your abilities, believe in your vision, and believe in the process. Faith is the engine that turns dreams into reality. Faith gives you the courage to take that first step and the perseverance to keep going when the road is rough. Without faith, dreams remain dreams. With faith, action meets opportunity and miracles start happening. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that too many people fail to understand. Opportunity does not wait for anyone. It does not send reminders. It does not stop and ask if you are ready. Opportunity shows up once, sometimes twice, but rarely a third time. And the people who succeed are the ones who recognize it and act immediately. So many of us let fear, hesitation, or doubt stop us from stepping into the moment when opportunity knocks. We wait for a perfect plan, for a perfect timing, or for someone to approve us, and in that waiting, we miss the chance that could change our lives forever. I want you to understand that opportunities are all around you, but they are disguised in work, in risks, in challenges, and even in failure. Sometimes it's a chance to speak up, a chance to start a business, a chance to learn something new, a chance to meet someone who will change your life. But you have to recognize it. And not only recognize it, but you have to act on it. You cannot hesitate. You cannot overthink. You cannot wait for someone else to give you permission. You have to move right now, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it feels risky, even if you are not sure how it will end. That is how dreams turn into reality. Too many people miss opportunity because they are afraid to fail. They think, what if I make the wrong choice? What if it doesn't work out? And the truth is, sometimes it won't work out. Sometimes you will stumble. Sometimes you will fall. But failure is not the end. Failure is a lesson. Failure is a stepping stone to the next opportunity. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who do not let fear of failure stop them from taking action. They seize the moment, they take the risk, and they trust that even if this door closes, another one will open. Or better yet, this one will open further than they imagined. Opportunities are rare because they require courage. They require someone willing to step out of their comfort zone. Too many people live a life of someday, saying, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll try later. And later never comes. The longer you wait, the more life passes you by. The world does not pause for you. The clock is ticking, the seasons are changing, and every second you hesitate, your dreams drift further away. Opportunity favors the bold, the decisive, and the action takers. If you wait too long, someone else will take the chance you were meant for. I want you to picture your life 5 years from now. What doors are you missing because you did not act when opportunity knocked? How many ideas, connections, and chances are slipping away because you were stuck in doubt or fear? Opportunity is the spark that can ignite your dreams, but only if you grab it. It is not enough to notice it. You must step into it. You must walk through that door even if you are nervous, even if you are unsure, even if the path is unknown. That is how change happens. That is how greatness happens. So remember, opportunity waits for no one. It knocks once, and if you hesitate, it moves on. The life you want, the dreams you hold, the vision you have for yourself, it all requires you to act when the moment arrives. Don't let hesitation, fear, or doubt stand in your way. Step forward, take the risk, seize the moment. When you do, you open doors to experiences, growth, and success that you never imagined. The difference between those who live their dreams and those who watch from the sidelines is simple. Action when opportunity knocks. That is how you change your life. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that too many people don't think about. Life is bigger than just you. Your dreams, your actions, your success. It's not just about how good you feel or how comfortable your life is. It's about the impact you leave behind. Legacy is bigger than just you. Every choice you make, every step you take, every risk you embrace or avoid sends ripples that touch lives you may never even meet. And if you're only living for yourself, you are missing the true power of what your life can become. Your life, your actions, your courage, your commitment, it can inspire, uplift, and change the trajectory of generations. Think about the people you admired and the people who inspire you. They didn't just achieve success for themselves. They built something bigger than themselves. They created a path that others could follow. They dared to dream, to act, and to take responsibility, knowing that their actions would matter long after they were gone. That is the essence of legacy. Legacy is not just about money, fame, or recognition. Legacy is about influence. It's about making a difference. It's about giving others the opportunity to rise higher because you refuse to settle, because you refuse to quit, because you did what you knew you were capable of. Now, I want you to understand something very important. When you fail to act, you are not just failing yourself. You are failing the people who could have been affected by your success. Think about your family, your children, your friends, your community. They are all watching. They are all learning from what you do, from how you handle challenges, from whether you choose to step up or step back. When you take bold action, you show them that it is possible. You show them that dreams can be pursued. You show them that life can be different if you are willing to work for it. That is the power of living with legacy in mind. Too many people get caught up in comfort and short-term satisfaction. They think life is only about surviving, about getting through each day. But surviving is not enough. Living is not enough. Legacy is about thriving, about creating something meaningful, about leaving the world better than you found it. When you act, when you push through fear, when you seize opportunities, when you apply discipline, when you move with faith, you are not just building your own life, you are creating a blueprint for others to follow. Your legacy becomes a guide, a motivation, a proof that dreams can be achieved. And let me tell you, legacy isn't built by doing what's easy. It's built by doing what's right, what's bold, what's necessary. It's built by showing up even when no one else does. It's built by taking responsibility for your life and using every resources, every lesson, every failure, and every success to make a difference. You don't get to legacy by staying comfortable. You get it by stepping into your calling, by living intentionally, and by being the person others can look up to and say, if they can do it, so can I. So I want you to ask yourself today, how do you want to be remembered? What impact do you want to leave behind? Your actions matter, not just for you, but for everyone who looks to you, depends on you, or will follow after you. When you act with purpose, courage, and commitment, you build a legacy that outlives you, a legacy that transforms lives, and a legacy that makes your dreams not just about you, but about the world you touch. That is the power of legacy. That is the responsibility of your life. That is the reason why you must take action today, right now, and never stop.